All right, guys, we're out here today. This company, GardePro, sent me a trail camera we're going to take a look at. They had seen the other trail camera video, and if you watch that video, these woods are going to be familiar to you. This is out here at my mom and dad's place where we had the last video done with all the deer and stuff walking around. So we're going to get into this box and we'll see what all they sent us. The first thing we've got, the most important part, is our trail camera. And this one is a little bit different already, I can see from the last one, because it's got these extra sensors on here. It looks like maybe like some blind spot sensor type deal. We have our antenna. It just screws right on the top. Then we have the strap for hooking it to the tree. I'll take and I'll screw this antenna on, and then we're going to look a little bit further at what makes this camera different than the Moultrie camera that we looked at last time. So if you open this up, you've got a screen inside where you can run through your menu. I'm sure you're able to see the pictures on screen. So it allows you to, if you don't want to use the cellular part, I would think that the camera still works. I will have to look into the paperwork a little bit further. I am not familiar with this particular game camera like I was with the Moultrie. They also sent a battery pack with it, so that's nice. No AA batteries, it's all self-contained. I'm going to turn it on here, and you can see that screen in there. I'm not going to take this protective coating off right now.
Yeah. I get too much black glare. I can't make it out.
So that's the camera, that's the strap. But I asked them when they sent this out to also send the solar charger, and they did send that out, and it looks like it's got a very long cable on it and a nice big solar panel. Round base, small extension piece that fits on this, and even sent your screws for mounting it wherever you're wanting to mount it. Something like we talked about on the other game camera. These are, of course, very good for catching animals out in a wildlife situation, but these also will work very well posted up right here at your house and catching anybody that comes around that you may not know is wanting to come around your place. So in this, they've got drywall anchors even for. All right, I didn't realize until we had got back to the house and I started editing that the microphone had went down. So right here, I'm talking about the tree that we're going to be putting the camera up on and the solar panel. I'm also showing that we had moved the camera from the previous location. So we're going to go through the process of putting the bracket and everything together for the solar panel. That's what we're doing right here, showing you how it's got the adjustable arm and everything for the panel. And then we're going to get it attached up to the tree here in just a second. So what I'm showing right here is there is a set screw on the back of the panel, so you can move the actual orientation of the panel around, and then you can tighten up that set screw for whatever desired location that you want the panel setting to get the sunlight that you're looking for. All right, I'm not 100% sure what I was saying right here, but I bet you it was brilliant. So here we are. We've got the camera and the solar panel up on the tree. You can see that it had a lot of really long cord, so we wrapped it around the tree a few times to keep the cord close to the tree, and then we've got the antenna up on the camera and the solar panel plugged into the bottom of the camera and set up. Here I'm showing how when you open up the actual body of the camera, you can see there it's got the display screen on the inside so that you can actually physically go up to the camera and run through your menu options and check out your functionality of the camera directly on the camera itself. So the rest of this, I'm running through different functionalities of this camera compared to other cameras that are on the market. Like I say, whereas this one, I asked for the solar charger to come with it. I did not expect the additional battery pack, the rechargeable battery pack that came in it, and the ability to physically open it up and have a functioning screen inside. So once we run through this part here, I'm going to put in here a couple of side by sides of what this camera cost in the setup that it's in, and then I'm going to take a couple of the cameras such as the Moultrie and the Tacticam Reveal is the other camera that someone had mentioned. I have not had a chance to check that camera out, but I will put all three up, like I said, under the same specs as what this camera is. All right, guys, as I was saying, whenever I was sitting there doing the editing, I realized that the microphone had dropped out on us, and I didn't actually know that until I got back here to the house, started putting that together. So I did the little voice overlay on there to tell you about what we were kind of doing. That was just a unboxing, getting everything set up, adjusted, and put on the tree, so we can start capturing some video. I am going to put up the Moultrie, the Tacticam, and the GardePro camera in the exact same configuration as this camera that they sent me, so we can kind of see the price point of each camera side by side. I've only had experience with the Moultrie camera so far, and now we've got this camera set up. I have not tried the Tacticam trail cameras yet. Somebody had just mentioned that in the comments on the other video, so I will put the Tacticam model up there in the same configuration as this one with the rechargeable battery pack and the solar panel, so we can kind of see a side-by-side comparison. And the weather here in Panama City this afternoon, it's Saturday. I'm sure you could see everywhere down here in the south, the weather is really nasty. So I'll put up a picture or two of the camera out there in the woods right now. You can get a nighttime visual and see what that looks like. And then as it runs throughout the week, I will be getting video just like I did on the Moultrie camera, so we can look at and see how good the pictures it picks up, how its battery life is working, how the solar is working on it, and stuff like that. That'll be a future video once it runs for a little while, and we can get a better idea of what the camera is capable of doing. So, as always, like I say, go to the channel description or to the video description, and you can get a link for GardePro if you want to go check out their website and check out their cameras. It lets them know that you're watching the videos and that you want to go and take a look at what they've got to sell. Thank you.